Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
Jacob Wile, too.
And welcome to this week's recap of DuckTales. Today we're talking about Season 1, Episode 19, The Other Ben of Scrooge McDuck. Woohoo!
Woohoo.
Woohoo. Woohoo indeed, Jacob.
Yes.
So I say in the video description, and I mean it, Jacob, I think this is one of the more plot-heavy episodes that we've gotten so far, and I say that in a good way. This definitely was a good kind of, advancement of the character and everything. We got a lot of good development on Magica. We had a big cliffhanger. I feel like we're really kind of, I feel like we're really kind of propelling everything forward here. Go ahead.
Definitely, the cliffhanger was definitely one of the best of the series so far.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know. This episode just really hit all the right notes for me. It's not. I wouldn't go as far as to say it's one of my top three, because as of now, my top three is probably still the McDuck Mansion McDuck Mansion Mystery, Mount Everest, and then the one that we recently got with Mrs. Beakley,
Agent 22
Files. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I have to agree. This episode definitely can be seen as definitely improvement over the last week's. I'll give it that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, for sure. I don't know. It's just the thing is, it kind of just. I don't really have a lot to say about it. It kind of just treads some territory that we've already seen with Magica and with Lena, but it's kind of like the culmination of all that. And that's what I really like. It's kind of like, okay, we're propelling everything forward. It's like we've seen this plot line kind of develop. The one thing that I didn't like, Jacob, what do you think of the whole Dreamcatcher twist? Because that was a little cheap to me.
I just thought it was kind of a cop out.
I thought so too.
Because... I mean, sure they referenced the Dreamcatcher earlier in the episode, but it just really seemed like if they would just shown that it was there from the start, shown that it actually was the fault of the Dreamcatcher from the get go. I mean, sure they probably would have ruined the twist, but it would have made a lot more sense.
Yeah, and just the fact that that is the one thing that we still have yet to see is Webby actually confronting Lena about the betrayal. Of course, we've seen Lena pretty much heavily side with Webby, and now that's going to be obviously in peril now that Magica has taken over Lena's body. Spoiler alert.
The eclipse is growing closer.
Big stuff happening. Yeah. Also, Jacob, speaking of big stuff, so we got some news. I wonder if you've heard this. Have you heard of the big recasting news?
No.
Okay, so they're getting rid of our current Donald, Jacob.
Say what?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I have no idea, but I have a feeling it might have something to do with why Donald has had so limited amount of screen time this season.
Is it Tony Anselmo?
Yeah, Tony Anselmo. Yeah, we're ditching Tony Anselmo. Do you know who we're going with?
No, who?
You're not even gonna believe it. You're gonna think it's like an April Fool's joke or something.
Okay, lay it on me.
Don Cheadle.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm not making this up, Jacob.
That is,
apparently Don Cheadle does a mean Donald Duck impression, I guess. I don't know. It makes me wonder if we're even going to see Donald for the rest of the season. Like, maybe there was some behind-the-scenes drama, like Steve Whitmire style with Tony Anselmo. I don't know. I hate to think that would be the case, but who knows? Who knows? It's weird, right?
How true is this?
Jacob, I swear to God, Google DuckTales and it's the first thing that comes up. It came out of Comic-Con.
In season finale, it says.
Yeah, so I don't know what to tell you, Jacob. Maybe it's maybe what they're doing is it's like it might be like a dream sequence where Donald has like a really like smooth kind of voice. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like maybe it could be like an alternate reality version of Donald.
I mean, because I don't think they just get like up and get rid of Tony Anselmo, the guy who's been doing it for years. And if he was actually leaving the role, I think there'd be like more news about it. Honestly.
No, I agree with you.
And also like the other show, Roadster Racers, they had just someone else doing the voice instead of just like completely replacing Tony Anselmo because he was too busy with other stuff.
Right. So I don't know. It's bizarre. Well, I mean, of course, this show is it definitely has celebrity casting with David Tennant and with Margot Martindale, among others. Of course, Lin-Manuel Miranda. So, this show is definitely big enough to get someone like Don Cheadle. It's just the question is, like, why? Why? It'd be like a celebrity. It'd be like replacing freaking Bart Simpson with Chris Pratt. Like, okay, Chris Pratt, you do a good Bart Simpson impression. Go, have at it. Even though Nancy Cartwright's been doing it for 30 years.
I'm actually just reading the article right now.
Are you?
It says,
Does it seem legit to you? Because, like I said, the only reason I bring it up is because it's literally the first thing that pops up on Google.
the Oscar-nominated actor will guest star in the season finale as the intelligible voice box of the usually hard to understand Donald Duck, Tony Anselmo, by way of an ingenious voice box invented by Gyro Gearloose.
Oh, okay. There we go. That explains it, Jacob. Damn headlines, damn attention-grabbing headlines. I feel dumb now. Darn it.
I mean, technically, he still is voicing Donald.
No, you're right, but it's like you see my confusion, though. I'm like, wait, what? So I was right, though. It is kind of like it's not a dream, but it is kind of the an alternate scenario version of Donald, if anything else.
Seems that way, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the episode at hand.
Yes. I'm sorry about that, folks. I feel a bit sheepish now.
No, it's fine, Tiki. I mean, like I believed it for a moment too, so you're not alone.
Right?
we were fooled. We were fooled.
Holy crap! Like who? Like Don Cheadle of all people? What?
We were fooled by the clickbait.
Yep. Yes, we were. All right. So Magica is a lot of fun this episode, and I definitely think that after this episode, I don't know. Mark Beeks, I think, is still in contention for maybe the number 2 villain, but yeah, Magica with how iconic she is.
But one thing,
cliffhanger,
One thing I'm curious about though is if the Dreamcatcher is what really would happen if she got the number 1 dime.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or is it just like Lena's version of it? I mean, it's entirely possible that Lena's like probably. Well, knowing Magica, Lena's probably a lot tamer than what Magica has in mind.
Well, I think the thing is with Lena, it was less about Magica getting the dime and more about Webby discovering it.
I mean, discovering it because Magica got it.
Yeah, and then of course, let's talk about the terrifying puppet sequence with Webby.
Oh yeah, that was.
We get a couple things this episode that are straight out of Gravity Falls. The angry, aggravated unicorn being one of them. And by the way, Jacob, I love that the doll that Webby turns into is designed after the original Webby.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yep.
And it gets destroyed.
Uh-huh.
Basically, I mean, it's not. I don't think it's meant to be like a jab or anything, but it's just like, as I show, like this is what's happening in Lena's mind, like, and then it actually shows what Magic is capable of in this show.
Also, Jacob, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say it. Like, just let's lay it down here. Obligatory. Where the fuck is Donald?
Yep.
What the hell? Jacob, I am getting sick of this. And now you're telling me that when Donald does show up, he's not even going to be voiced by Tony Anselmo? Like, are you what? Why? What are you doing to me, Disney? This is such a good show, but Donald was such an element I was looking forward to.
Well, we have yet to see the truth behind everything, so we'll probably figure out. I mean, don't get me wrong, I want to see more Donald too.
Wouldn't it be great if we had an episode that was just like a standalone Donald episode showing what he's been up to this whole time?
Yep.
Like how he got out of the pantry.
Oh, they actually like one of the writers actually revealed like why he was stuck in the pantry.
Oh, besides it just being a blatant slap in the face insult.
Now, the reason
I'm
they
sorry.
did that,
That was harsh. I'm sorry.
the reason is because like it was a push pantry and he was it's either a push pantry and he was pulling on it or vice versa, and he couldn't get out because of that.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, which definitely works with his character.
Hey, you're not wrong. It does work with his character. I'm just saying. It's like I don't even want to get into it. We need more Donald on this show, man. That's all there is to it.
Yes.
All right.
Uh,
Okay, let me see. I mean, there's quite a lot. There's quite a lot to get into with just the Magica stuff. First of all, I love the shadow animation on her, especially this episode. I feel like this episode it really pops.
Definitely interesting take on her for sure. I mean, because usually, like in everything we've ever seen her in, she's always this physical being instead of trapped to a shadow.
Uh-huh.
So I wonder, just like if she's actually free from that, will she like take the appearance of her original form, like she was in the previous shows and stuff?
Well, of course, I think what they're ultimately going to end up doing is some sort of redesign. Like it's going to be a physical form, but much like Glom Gold, it's going to be probably a little bit different than what we saw on the original show.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
And they actually make it out to be quite menacing in this show too. I mean,
they do, but at the same time, I really like how Magica and Lena are like bickering sisters.
Aunt and niece, though.
Well, I know they're technically aunt and niece, but I feel like their relationship, like Magica, is more kind of like a bitchy older sister.
Like, I'm not yelling. I'm whispering harshly.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like I love that back and forth between them.
I said I love that line though.
I feel like the potential Scrooge McDuck was both over and underutilized in weird ways. Like it wasn't the other vault of Scrooge McDuck. It was like the other 1,000 vaults of Scrooge McDuck. And B, I love the concept of it being like kind of this forbidden place where almost like kind of the collector's fortress in a way from the MCU. But I don't think we did enough with it, Jacob. I don't know. Maybe it's just the fact that the episode was. I don't really think the episode should have been named after the vaults, honestly.
Yeah, I think it was just like probably just a way to grab attention, mainly, kind of like clickbait again.
Damn clickbait. Speaking of clickbait, Jacob, let's transition here. 100% confirmed the Bigfoot in this episode is the same Bigfoot as in a Goofy movie. Okay, no, but seriously, Jacob, you know what's hilarious about that?
What?
When I first saw the Bigfoot in this episode, that's the first thing that sprang to mind.
Yeah,
and then they gave him... Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's what I was thinking too, considering in one of the promos for the show, the Yeti that Huey captured actually was like designed after the Bigfoot in a Goofy movie.
But then they give him a different name, like his name's Tenderfeet, right?
Yeah, Tenderfeet.
Yeah, and so I'm thinking, okay, maybe they're not going that direction. Maybe it's just kind of like a little nod. But then, Jacob, then he turns out to be a college bro.
College Bigfoot bro.
You know what that means, right?
What?
The fact that Bigfoot is in an extremely Goofy movie as a college bro. He's part of like the rival sports team in that movie. So honestly, the fact that Bigfoot is like this college bro, weirdly enough, because of the fact that he's in an extremely goofy movie as like kind of a rival sports guy, makes it more likely that he's the same Bigfoot as a Goofy movie, oddly enough. It's so weird how that works, right?
New headcanon.
Yep. Well, you know what? I don't know. What can I say? As far as I'm concerned, this is the most blatant Goofy reference we've gotten so far in this series.
At least after Spoonerville.
No, I'm saying this is more blatant than Spoonerville, because Spoonerville's just like kind of a little nod. This is like a whole episode, like a whole side story.
I mean, for all we know, it could just be a coincidence.
No, you're right.
I mean,
anyway,
I hope. I mean,
what do you
based
think
on
of
what
the
you said, I hope
plot,
it isn't.
though?
Yeah, I hope it isn't a coincidence, but still.
Yeah.
It is kind of funny that somehow these two plots have nothing to do with each other, but they work. They work well.
I think the reason why they work well together is because of Scrooge. This episode uses Scrooge really well, really smartly.
Yeah, he links both of them together.
Uh-huh.
It's just kind of funny, like underground. We have this dark story brewing between Magica using her aunt, and upstairs we just have the Bigfoot bro using a guy to get in a mansion.
God. And then, of course, you know me. I love Dewey for his quirks and hobbies and stuff, Jacob. And what hobby do we find out about Dewey this episode?
Well, mainly the world record breaker.
Yes, he wants to break any world record, Jacob. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be any world record.
Including fastest laundry stacking.
Oh, man. Jacob, it might not be DJ Daft Duck, but again, I love the fact that they're crafting Dewey's personality this way.
I mean, Dewey's is like the one who's getting the most focus out of some of these. though this episode was definitely more focused on Louie.
Well, this episode was Louie, and keep in mind, Huey had a great episode last time with Huey. I thought was probably the best part of last episode.
Yeah, I'll give it that.
Let me see. Honestly, Jacob, with the Bigfoot stuff, there's just not a ton to talk about. What do you think of the animation when Bigfoot was just like really pathetic and crying?
It was funny. Like what the?
Honestly, Jacob, this is funny. It kind of read to me like I doubt this is actually the case, but it at the very least it called to mind the Courage episode of Bigfoot.
I don't really remember that one.
Oh well, the Courage episode of Bigfoot is a big one, Jacob, because that's the one where that's one of the big like sympathetic monster episodes. It's the one where like Courage is like, oh, like Bigfoot's actually a really sweet, nice guy, and Eustace is being a big jerk to him, and he's misunderstood.
My favorite one of those Hunchback of Nowhere.
Of course, yeah, the Hunchback one is the big one of those. Yeah. I'm saying I'm pretty sure the Bigfoot one kind of paved the way for the Hunchback one.
I just don't remember the Hunchback one not Hunchback, the Bigfoot one for some reason.
Yeah, well.
I was honestly at first when he started talking, I was half expecting it to be some guy in a suit.
God, it's so silly.
But no, it turned out to be just an actual talking Bigfoot.
And then, of course, Louis proves his worth. What is Louis' scheme this episode, Jacob?
Louis scheme to basically get revenge for ruining his hoodies by having Dewey do his laundry. And then at the
specifically, what does he do to Bigfoot?
It's like he shaves as you can see in this picture, he actually shaves the hair off and says, "Oh no, he's losing his hair. If he doesn't go back to the woods, he will die."
Minor plot hole, but it's kind of just like a whatever. You know, Huey didn't really put up much of a fight over that. Like, you think he would have at least checked the Junior Woodchuck Guide for animals losing their hair or something. I don't know.
I mean, there's probably nothing in the Junior Woodchuck about Bigfoot.
Well, you're right, but yeah, I don't know. It seemed a little weird that they just instantly went along with it without questioning Louis when it's Louis that's pulling it off.
Well, it's near the end of the episode, and they
Well,
question.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like a Pixar patented, we don't care.
As long as it works for the story.
Exactly.
I mean, honestly, I don't think it would have changed much if they did bring it up.
Yeah.
Because they they probably would have just found out about it. Or I was honestly half expecting like the Bigfoot to like break it himself. It's like I'm not molding or losing my hair or dying or something like that. And then they're like,
Yeah, Bigfoot, to be fair, he does keep up the scheme. You know, he does commit to the role even as he's failing at it. He's a method actor, that Bigfoot.
Yeah, you gotta admire his dedication, for even when he's being kicked out, he's sticking to his guns.
God, Daniel Day-Lewis would be proud.
Next to Daniel Day-Lewis's next role, sympathetic Bigfoot.
You know he would pull that shit off.
Well, no, it's Daniel Day-Lewis.
Oh my god! Now I want to see the.
I mean, heck, we saw Leonardo DiCaprio fight a bear. Why not?
Who would direct that movie? Who would direct like the indie art house sympathetic Bigfoot movie starring Daniel Day-Lewis?
I have no idea. Maybe some unknown indie director.
Oh no, I want to say maybe. I'm genuinely curious about this one. I want to come up with someone. Like maybe the director of Birdman.
That's the same guy who actually did The Revenant.
Yes.
Like I just referenced.
Right.
Alejandro de Inarritu, I think his name is.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, he'd definitely be an interesting choice for the sympathetic Bigfoot.
God. And I just imagine, like, oh God, no, we could get into a whole rabbit hole of like pitching. Like, this is a whole podcast. We could pitch this Daniel Day-Lewis sympathetic Bigfoot movie. Oh God. And it'd be like there'd be no dialogue in it. It'd just be like Bigfoot grunts. It'd be like slowly dying. It'd be like a real time, like 2 hours of Bigfoot slowly starving to death.
Oh God. Oscar, and it could be called Oscar bait.
Exactly. It'll be beautiful, Jacob. But that's exactly what The Revenant is. It's just 2 hours of someone like suffering in the woods. So, all right, Jacob. I think that kind of cues us that we've kind of gone off on a tangent. This episode, the thing about it is, it's just a really solid, really well put together episode. But it's not exactly a game changer, except when it is in the cliffhanger. That's a game changer for sure. But in terms of storytelling, it's not a game changer. You know, it's all just very rock solid stuff. It's all. Like I said, it's stuff that we've pretty much seen before, but told really well.
It's just a good, fun episode.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, at first I was unsure about the whole Bigfoot thing, but looking back on it, it was actually really fun to see.
It's a good palate cleanser compared to all the Webby and Lena stuff.
Yeah, and it did give the nephews and Scrooge something else to do.
And like I said, the Scrooge thing definitely does tie in together pretty well, you know, where Scrooge is like hunting this mysterious thing in the house, and the whole time you're kind of like on the edge of your seat wondering if he's going to get, discover Lena. But then, nope, it's just the Bigfoot thing. Just, it's a good misdirection. All right. Okay, Jacob. So as we do, we'll just go over the episode titles that we've probably said too many times as it is. Sky Pirates in the Sky is next, episode 20. Followed by The Secrets of Castle McDuck. Then The Last Crash of the Sun Chaser. Sounds like a Launchpad episode. And then finally, episode 23 is Shadow War, which is the 1 hour season finale in which Don Cheadle guest stars as Donald Duck's electronically modified voice. That's it. All right. Okay, Jacob, any final thoughts?
No, as I said, it's probably not one of the best, probably not the better episode, but definitely in the top tier of the top half of them.
Oh, definitely.
Just a good fun episode. Like you said, like took two plots that probably wouldn't work well together, but actually like worked just perfectly, kind of like complement each other for being on different ends of the spectrum.
Mm. All right, folks, thanks so much for watching. Of course, we'll be back on Monday to cover the new episode of Big Hero 6, and we'll be back next Saturday to cover the new DuckTales. And until then, woohoo!